Did you completed your practicals? Okay. Everyone? Super. Very good. Was it easy? Close the laptops. After disabling user, I was not able to enable and delete it, sir. Can't we enable? There is only a radio button, no? Yes. Okay. All right. So very good. So I understand for the first day, labs you will complete for sure, but slowly the labs will get increased. I want to have the same enthusiasm. Okay. Super. And today, how about others in online? Did you guys completed the lab? Unfortunately, I didn't remember their names who were asking lab. All right, good. So can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay. So let's go to IAM. Good. Okay. So yesterday what we did was we created a alias and then we created IAM users groups, correct? And today what we're gonna do is let's work on this roles and policies, these two. And before I go to the roles, we'll talk about the policies first. Policies, I'll show you how to write a policy and what are the things it contains, and I'll give you sample policies also. You can easily identify. The policies are written in which format, which language? JSON, right? So there are two types of policies. One is managed policy and inline policy. So managed policies are the one which we are using till now. So it has predefined will be there by AWS. You pick it up and assign it to the users. So today, let's talk on the inline policies. And coming to the roles, we will see how to create the roles here. We'll see how to create the roles. But roles in action, we cannot do it in IAM. Do you remember we took an example of roles, no? Create a role and attach to the EC2 instance. Create a role and attach to the Lambda. But for that, we need to learn EC2, Lambdas and all. But here in IAM, what we do is we'll just try to create a role. That's it. How to use this role when we go to other services, there we'll go and learn how to use the roles. We'll see actually roles in action. But here we'll just try to create a role. Okay, so let's go to the policies. So before policies, let us quickly create one user. So Vishal. Okay, and like this you created, attach, and then I'll give suppose S3 read only. These are all managed policies, correct? Do you see this here? AWS managed. So these are all AWS managed. Create user. So very simple, how to create an users and all. So now policies. Let's go to the policies. Chitty, there are so many policies here. Almost 1,000 plus policies are there. These are all the inline policies that I have created multiple times. So I didn't have time to go and delete those. And do you see this here? Customer managed policy. What is customer managed policy meaning? Inline policies only. So let's take a scenario now. Okay, let's take a scenario. I want to create a policy. I want to create a policy where, okay, which is a service that you know in and out now? which is a service that you know in and out. Very good. IAM only, no? So you know this IAM only completely. So do we know EC2 now? No. You know S3? Not all the services we have learned. We have just learned only IAM. So if you are writing the policy, to which service that you write a policy? IAM only, no? Because we know the services about it, right? So what we do is, yes. There is a question, sir, it's all free or might be some billing issues, question mark, if I leave the users. IAM is free or charge? It's free. So you create 100 users also, AWS will not charge for anything. AWS will not charge for anything. It's free. So let's take a scenario. We have created a user called Vishal. Yes, we have created a user called Vishal. And I want Vishal, I don't want to give him IAM full access. I don't want to give him IAM full access. I want him to just create users, create groups. That's all. You're seeing the scenario? I'm giving the real-time scenario. So I want Vishal to just create, he should be able to create users and create groups, nothing else. Do we have any managed policy like that? No. So that means we need to go and create an inline policy. So you understood the scenario now? What is the scenario? I need to create an inline policy where that policy should only create users and create groups, or create user, delete user, update user, create group, delete group, update group. Nothing else you need to do. Should we go and create that inline policy as an sample? Let's go and do that. So here, click on create policy. Okay. So I told you that, do we need to write the policy from scratch? No need. I told you there is a tool that the policy will be generated automatically. What is the tool? Policy generator or visual editor. Do you see this? This is a visual editor. But if you are good in JSON, you just go to JSON and write it. Okay. So if you are going to the JSON, do you see this city here? This, you have a statement block. Okay. And you have effect allow. And what are the actions that you want to do it? And on which resource that you want to do it. See, JSON is all about key value pair. What is that? Key value pair. So effect, allow. Action, what you want to do? Edit to, delete to, create to, what? What are those actions? Resource, on which resource? For IAM resource, or for group, for users, for roles, for easy. Which resource? Right? So this is the basic syntax that you have in JSON. But I'm not going to the JSON and write it directly. Let's go to the visual part. And in visual, we just try to select what we need. Tuck, 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 we'll select it. We'll select it and automatically JSON code will be generated. Let's see how to do that. Okay, so now to which service that you want to write a policy? IAM. So should I go and select a service here? IAM. So we have so many things here. Which one we need to select? IAM. Select. Okay. So here IAM. And do you see this here? Actions allowed. Either we can write a policy to allow. I want him to create users, update users, delete users. I don't want him to do anything else. So here we are writing the policy to allow. Okay, now I'm just saying create user, update user, delete user. Rest everything will be allowed or deny? Deny, no. So this, can I say this allow policy? Yes. So can I also switch to deny here, saying that create user, delete user, update user? Only this will be denied, rest will be allowed. You got that? So now I'm just giving the allow. And now access levels. Do you see this here? List, read, write, permissions, and tagging. List, read. First of all, let's say you have a sheet. First, the sheet should contain all the data. Then only you will read it. So that means first you need to list, no? First you need to list and then read. Can you directly read without listing? So that's why here you have list, read, and then write you have, and permission management. Let's click on list. Okay, now what are the things that Vishal should be able to list. What is the scenario I told? Can you see here? List. Do you see here list user? List user. Where is that? List groups. We'll select only these two. Why I'm selecting only these two? Is it mandatory that I need to select only these two? No, based on your requirement. Here, Vishal, I want him to only list users and groups, nothing else. Okay, I want him to list the policies also. Should I need to select this one here also? Yes, I don't want that requirement now. I want Vishal only to list users and then groups. So will he able to list the access keys and secret keys? No. Will he able to list the roles? No. So will he list the account summary? What are the how many users are there? How many groups are there? All these things he will not have access. I am giving access only to groups and users. Can he list all virtual MFA devices? No. So based on the requirement, you need to just go and select it. I'm selecting only these two here. Okay, list and read. Do you see this in list? Every letter is starting with list only, correct? If I put list star, that meaning all, he can list all, right? So, okay, now, but I'm listing on list groups, list users. So now I'm just going for read. For read, what are the things that he can read? Get user, get group. Whatever you're listing it, you are getting it. Get is nothing but reading. You're getting it? What to select, how to select. So whether he able to get the policies, get the roles, get the account name, all these things. No. Can he generate credential reports? No, nothing he will do it. He should be able to just only get user, get groups. Okay. Now, expand write. What are the things that he can write? Create. Do you say create user? Create group. Delete user. Update group. Update user. Delete group. Select, no? Simple, no? Based on your requirement, select it. Bus. Based on your requirement, just select it. So I have selected it here. Right? And permission management. So do I need to give him any kind of Vishal can attach any policies? No, my requirement is only to create group, create users. That's it. Right? I don't want to give him any kind of permissions. Can we list user and group, but can we read? Yes, you can do it. However you want to do, you can do it. Okay. So I don't want him to tag anything. We know we wrote the tags, no? So when Vishal logged in, can he able to create a tag? No. I'm just giving only this. You understood? So if the first one is all IAM actions, IAM : star. That meaning, what is the meaning of IAM : star? All. That meaning full permissions. Do I need to give full permissions? That's why I left that. If you want full permissions, can you go to manage policy? No. Why are you coming to inline policy and doing? Is this clear? Now, yes, Sushant, list and read. First, you need to list and then read. If you click on, if you get list, that meaning it will list all the IAM users, correct? And then in that IAM user, you read whichever you want to read. That is the list. And you have resource. Okay, Chitti. Now we have he has power to create users and create groups. List user, list group. Which group, which users that he want to list? That is nothing but resource. Which one? Which user? Up to you. Correct. So here, if you put all, that meaning he will list all the IAM users. Resource meaning on which resource that he want to do these actions. I am resource only. Here we are giving create user, create groups. No, which user? Which group? So the thing is here, do I have any group created? DevOps. I have DevOps group, admin group, all these things. So Vishal should have permissions to list the group. Which group? DevOps group, admin group, or what group? So we need to specifically mention. And if you see, if you put all, he will able to list all the groups, all the users. But if you want to be specific on what exactly, which user he want to list or which group you want to list, you need to put specific. Okay. Now I put as list user, no? Which user he want to list user and read user, which user he want to read. Yeah, which, so basically you need to mention the ARN, no? Yes or no? So now I want, see guys, I understand you are saying IAM user, IAM group. So here I created a Vishal is an IAM user and here is a Damo. These are all IAM users, okay? And here he has a group, and group is DevOps group, and let's say testing group, for example. Now I'm creating a policy here. Okay. Now for policy, what I'm doing, I'm able to list users, list groups, and get users, get groups. Okay. And then create users, create groups. Delete user, you just write it. Okay. Now, Chitty, here you are getting users, get group. That means you are reading the users, no? Which user, Chitty? All users. If you put all users, that meaning you need to put this one. That means to list all the users. But if you want to specific only to Vishal, can I give the ARN here? Put a specific which user you want to list, add ARN. So now here user, here is Vishal, or I say Damo. Do you see the ARN of Damo here? So your resource is in which account? This account, other account, this account only. Do you see this? I told you now, how do we identify Damo in policies? Using ARN. Got it? If I click on add ARN, now this, yes, now user meaning here, which user that he will be able to list? Damo. So this policy is listing which user? Only Damo user. Which group? The group is in this one only. Let's say DevOps group. So this policy will be applicable for which users? Which user? Damo user. And which group? DevOps group. So if you want to list specifically only to the particular IAM user, add user and add particular group. Add ARN to restrict access, meaning you have access to only Damo, not anyone else. Ayan, this is for you. Add ARN to restrict access, meaning so this policy will be able to list only Damo user and DevOps groups, not others. You understand this? Is this clear, guys? If I put all, resource all meaning they will be able to list all the users and all the groups. But if you want to list only specific user, add the ARNs. Can you add multiple ARNs? Yes. Ria also. If you want to specific to users, select that users. If you want to be all meaning all users. Okay, now this is on the resource part. Everyone understood what is resource part? Resource part meaning on which resource that you want to apply this policy. And here we have conditions also. Guys, in policies, you can write conditions also. Let's say, for example, we expand this. So now, if I want to do all these actions, what are the actions that I am putting here? List user, list groups, all. If you want to perform all these things, can I put the user should be MFA authenticated? Condition. Example, condition. Okay, I want him only to do all these actions from particular IP only. I want to do all these actions sitting in Naresh IT network. Naresh IT has some network. like 192 something. Can I take this example? Request from IP. Can I take some example here? I'm taking example here. Okay, so 192.168.10.20/16. Can I like this? Add IP. Can I do like this? So so all these actions will be done only from this range. I'm giving multiple conditions. Example, it's not mandatory that I should, yes, there is some error here, right? So this is the private IP. So I should not give the private IP, right? Yes, this is error handling. So I'll need to give some 2075 12.75/60. That's gone. You understood? I'm just giving. So now we have, don't worry about what is 16. Guys, this range, don't worry about it. When we go to VPC section, I'll talk about all these ranges and all. Okay. Okay. Any meaning all resource. Shubhanshu. And sir, what if I want to restrict access to only one user? Then do I need to write down all the errands whom I want to allow? So if you want to restrict only to one user, yes, only restrict to only with this person. No. You're doing ulta, then go to switch deny. Sushant, that's for you. So guys, if I click on JSON now, do you see this? Enter code got generated. Do you see that? Okay, now I see this JSON. Can we try to understand this JSON? What is doing? See, version is common. This is statement block. Okay. So do you see this here? Effect. Did we give allow or deny? Allow we have given. So in actions, what are the things that he can do? IAM : IAM is a service, and what all he can do? Create, delete, update user, group, delete, all these things we are given. On which resource that he can do all these things? Only for DevOps, group, and Damu and Ria. And then condition, if the MFA authentication present is equal to true, then only that meaning he will be able to do all these actions from this IP address. And then I should be able to list users and list groups in order to do all these things, correct? In order to get user, first you need to list the user. Yes, you need to list the user. Everyone understood how to write a policy? Understood? It is just about based on your requirement, you need to select it here. So now I select this here and click on next. And can I write a policy here? Policy name, call it as 6 p.m. first policy. Now I have created a policy, and to whom I need to attach this policy now? Vishal. IAM policy is ready. Now if I go and attach this policy to Vishal and then add, you know how to do it, right? Add permissions and attach. Do you see this? Select that and then next and add permissions. So now if Vishal has logged in now, what all he can do? He can only list the users, list groups, create user, create groups, delete group. Nothing he cannot do. Do you all understood? Should I give few more examples? This time I will not tell you, we will only tell. So sample IAM examples. Just giving okay, I'm just going to medium. Okay, now you only tell me there should be some example. Chitty, see this and tell me what is this policy is doing. Tell me. You need to tell me correctly. Huh? That what is that meaning? List get meaning. Yes. So this meaning, can I say read permissions? Correct? Read permissions only, no? For which service is this? How do you identify? Do you see in actions? IAM colon get star, IAM colon list star. That means, can I say this is read only permissions for IAM? Everything in IAM, he can get everything in IAM he can list. So can I say this is read only permission? Good. So do you see this? Just now we have done this, no? List user, list groups, so create update. He can create MFA also. He can enable MFA. They can deactivate their MFA. They can get account details. They can get the list. Now you tell me this. I want specific. Don't say add user to the group. I want specific. See the whole policy and tell me. Only adding adding and removing. To which group? Bus. Do you understand now? Is it rocket science, Jason? No need. You know, how do we write JSON? We get it from Google. We'll put the requirement in Google. They'll give the policy. We'll take the policy and modify it, and then we'll write it. So now, if I give an option, if I give you why list is in different JSON object, read and write another JSON object. Oh, where are you talking about? Okay. Anyways, so okay, you will get a requirement like this. Hey, I have a user. He's joining in our project. He should be able to add user to developer group and operators group. He should be able to add, remove. That is his job. Will you give IAM full access to him? Can you write an inline policy just like this? Right? So he can able to get groups, and then he can add user to the group, remove user to which group? Developers and operator. What is this called? This ARN only, no? If I want to identify developer, this is the ARN of the developer. So do you see, do I show you how, where is this ARN? So this, if I create a group, so for Vishal also there will, do you see this ARN? Same thing, no? You got that point? Yes. Now tell me this. Yes, Apurva, correct. Tell me, guys. Okay, you said that all resources to Mumbai. Instead of calling all EC2, can we say EC2 full access? Instead of saying all EC2. So can we say EC2 full access for only for which region? That is the condition there. Right? So we cannot write all the policies now. So you should understand what is the policy contain and how do we do it. If you know that, you can just take out the policy, sample policy from internet and then go and modify this. Clear? How to write an inline policy now? When we going forward, we can also do like this. Let's say, for example, I'm giving an example. Can we create S3 buckets? Not now, but when we go to S3, we create a buckets. Now I have two people. I have Damu and Sharif. Damu has his own IAM user. Sharif has his own IAM user. And they have the buckets also. Damu bucket, Sharif bucket. Now I want a policy that whenever Damu has logged in, he should be able to access only Damu bucket, not Sharif bucket. Whenever Sharif logged in, he will be able to access only Sharif bucket, not Damu's bucket. So do we have a managed policy directly from AWS? We need to write an inline policy. Correct? And if you go to internet and just put single user, single bucket policy, you will get the list. You will get the policy. Take it, modify it, and then put it. So like this, we can write the inline policies. Now everyone understood what is an inline policy? How does the JSON look like? It's all about key value pair. Okay, ma? Nice. So that is on the policies. So if I click on the policy, so do you see this here? Permissions. What type of policy is this? Customer managed policy. When it is created time, when it got edited time. What is the ARN of the policy? And permissions, what all the permissions it has. So allow one of 378 services. Which is the service that we are using here? IAM. That is why it says one. Can I add multiple services in one policy? Yes, I can do it. I told you, last time I wrote more than 900 plus lines of code policy. So it's entities attached. To whom it is attached? This policy is 6 p.m. policy that I have created. I have attached to Vishal. Can I attach one single policy to multiple users? Yes. Yes, I can. All right. So can you create multiple versions of the policies? In your production environment, you have one policy. And then someone, if you instead of going directly and modifying it, you create a version and update the policy. Access advisor. Remember, what is the access advisor? So do you see this here? When was the last access? No, not access in the tracking period. Got it, ma? On the policies, everyone? So don't worry. If these policies are a little bit hard for you, don't worry, because this is the only first time that you saw. When you go a little bit, when you get more experience on it, you'll keep on writing the policies. But at least you understood the policy. How does the policy look like? What is the sample policy? How do we create it? Huh? Good. Is it clear, ma? Everyone? Non-IT? CC? Okay. Superb. Now let's go to roles. Let's go to roles. What is a role? What is that? What is that? What is the line that I said? What is a role? Temporary access without credentials. Temporary access without credentials. So what I do is I'll take one example and we'll try to create a role based on that. I give the same example. See here, I have one EC2 instance. I want to access AWS services from this machine. So do I configure the keys here? Is it recommended to configure the keys there inside the machine? No. So from this, I need to access which service? For example, S3. So I have one EC2 instance. When I log into the EC2 instance, I should be able to access which service? Only S3. To access S3 from this EC2 instance, how do you access S3 without credentials? So without credentials, can you access AWS services? Generally, no. So you need to configure the keys, no? Is it recommended to configure the keys? No. So what is the concept that we should use here? Role. So I need to create a IAM role. And for this IAM role, what kind of permissions that I need to attach? Excellent. And this role, I need to attach it to the EC2 instance. Correct, ma? So now this part, did we learn this part? No. What we do is we learn this part. We need to learn how to create a role and how to attach a permission to that role. That's it. In the IAM section, we need to learn that. When we learn about EC2 and all these terms, we'll club this both. For you, I cannot go and launch one EC2 instance now because we are going step by step. You understand? In IAM, what do we create? We just will create only a role for it. So can we take this scenario and then create a role? Okay. Create role. Huh? Here we have here we have trusted entity. Now tell me, this role should be attached to which service? This role should be attached to which service? This role should be attached to which service, ma? EC2, correct? I told you what? Create a role and attach it to the EC2 instance. That meaning this role is trusting which service? EC2 service. So in this case here, trusted entity type, we have AWS service. Common use cases is EC2 and Lambda. Which one I need to select here? Please don't get confused between this EC2 and the permissions of S3, right? So the first step is always to whom you are attaching the role, not the permissions. I select the EC2. Okay, ma? I click on next. Now, what kind of permissions that you are adding for that role? S3, very good. S3, let's say read only, for example. That's it. Role name, call it as 6 p.m. role. Example, huh? Create role. You all understood how to create a role? Simple. I'll give one more scenario for you. Huh? Okay. Now, GTC here. I have this 1, 2, 3, 4 EC2 instances. How many? 4 EC2. I want to stop all these EC2 instances automatically. How do we do it? Using Lambda. Very good. Using Lambda. Tell me, Chitty, this Lambda has permissions to stop to the EC2 instance? Does the Lambda has permissions to stop EC2 instances by default? No, this will not have. So now this Lambda should go and stop all my EC2 instances. For that, do I need to create IAM user for Lambda? No. So what I need to create here? A role you need to create. What's it? A role. So I create IAM role. Can I call it as, give any name? And then tell me what is the permission that I need to attach it here? Exactly. EC2. And this role should be attached to whom? Do you see the difference between to which service you are attaching and what kind of permission that you are giving? Two things here. Okay, now tell me, I am going to create role. And what I need to select here? I need to select Lambda. Do you all understood the differences? To which service that you are attaching it, you need to select that. Okay, Lambda, and click on next. And which service here? Easy to relax. Okay. Click on next and give the name 6 p.m. second role. Give any name. You all understood how to create a role based on the requirement. So as it says, most common use cases is EC2 and Lambda only. Mostly. Create a role, attach it to the EC2 instance. And how to create a role? This is how you create a role. Everyone understood? Roles in action. We will see it when we go to EC2 or some other services. Everyone understood? Any questions? Is it clear? So, do you understand the second example, guys? I have the EC2 instances. Okay, ma? And I want to stop all these EC2 instances automatically. Which service I need to stop? Lambda. Does the Lambda has permissions to stop the EC2 instance by default? Both are different services. For that, what I need to create? A role I need to create. And for role, what kind of permissions that I need to attach? Because what Lambda wants, I need to attach that one. What Lambda wants? EC2. For that, I need to attach the EC2 permissions. And that role, I need to attach it to the Lambda. For that reason, when I'm creating a role, which is the trusted identity that I have selected? Lambda here. Is it clear? Vishal, okay? Yes, Apurva, that is correct. Yes, AWS also creates some default roles. That is the reason why I have so many roles there. Mishra, please, I said many times, what is this? Why not EC2? Do you understand that question? Why not EC2? I didn't understand that question. So when you're putting the question, please come frame the question properly so that I can read that and answer you immediately. But rest of the people, is this clear, ma, on the roles? Everyone? Super. So you all know now how to create a policies and how to create a roles. That is good. You need to go back and learn about the roles, Gaurav. If you're asking what is the actual need of roles. What is it? TAWC, Tawak. Okay, so do you see this here? Now, identity providers, do you remember I told you, na? What is that related to identity providers? SSO. Hey, identity provider meaning SSO only, na? So SSO is the older name service, which is a new service. Identity center. What is that? Identity center. Previously, we call it as single sign-on. Now we call it as identity center. Okay. So identity center, basically, we are not doing any practicals here because it needs multiple root accounts. It is a combination of organizations. Identity SSO is a combination of your organizations and identity center. So, but I'll give a few inputs here. See here. Before I go there, do you see this here? Account settings. Hey, by the way, let me give one more real-time example on roles. Should I? Do you remember switch role? Huh? Okay. So now let's do that switch role. Everyone remember the switch role concept? So we have one account and another account will also be there. And then this guy will be able to switch to my account, correct? Okay, so now let's create that role. How do we do it? Using role only, no? So do you need to create IAM user for that? No, don't create an IAM user. What we need to create? A role we need to create. So do you remember this? Ria's account, huh? So this is whose account? Let's say Vishal account, huh? So here I need to create what, ma? A role. Let's create that role. Click on create role. This time, is it AWS service or AWS account that I'm giving? See the difference? So they based on your requirement, you need to select it. You understood? No. So I'm coming again. See, I'm talking about switch role concept today. Oh, now switch role. Switch role meaning you are giving access to other AWS account, correct? You are giving to AWS service or AWS account? Account only, right? So in that case, here, which one I need to select? AWS service or AWS account? AWS account. And these are all related, web identity, SAML, all these things related to your SSO. Okay. So now here, okay. And do you see this? You are giving permission to this account or another account? Another account. And how do I identify another account? Using ID. Guys, in online, can you give me one sample ID? Account ID? Can someone put your account ID, for example, if it is handy? I got it, one ID, enough. So that is the account ID. Copy it and put it here. To whom you are giving the access? Yes or no? To whom you are giving the access, get the account ID of him. Take it. And if require MFA, select it. And from external third-party people, they have some external ID also. You can mention that. Otherwise, leave it. Click on next. And this Vishal want to access what service in my account? From here, from Vishal wants to access in my account, what account, what service? Let's say S3 service. Can he access any account or any service also? Yes, I'm giving S3 an example. So here, what kind of permissions I need to give? S3, I'm give read only. Did you all understood how to create a switch role? Okay, now a role name, I call it as Vishal role, for example. create role. See here. So should they be root account? Yes. Yes, Pavanveer. So now where is that? Vishal role. Do you see Vishal role got created? If I go inside it, I told you the URL will be generated. I told you, no? Do you see this URL? And this URL, I need to give it to whom? Vishal. And once he logged in, he will be logging to whose account? My account. Got it? And this will be valid for how many hours by default? 1 hour. So here do you see this maximum session duration? 1 hour. So now, or else consider this account is Vishal account. Can you do the switch role here? Do you see the switch role? Assume this account is Vishal account, and what he'll do? Switch role. So let's say I'm doing switch role, and he's asking account. To whom account he want to switch it? Ria Cloud account. What is the role that he want to switch it? Vishal role. Bus. Click on switch role and it will be switched. If I switch it, it will hit it on my face only because it is in the same account, correct? Bhutu, right? Okay. Is this clear, guys? How to, in your practicals, I'll tell you how to do that. I'll give you, right? And here, do you see this? Click on edit and then maximum, how many you can do? 12 hours you can get. How many hours? 12 hours. So now Vishal has logged into my account by using this URL and switch role. And if he's doing some nasty things in my account, what should I do? Do you see on the bottom, revoke session? I'll go and click on revoke. Revoke meaning what? Right? Removing the permissions. That meaning all active sessions will be removed. Access adver meaning what all the Vishal contains the access. Vishal contain access on S3. And Vishal has trusted relationship to my account. This is, I created a trusted relationship to my Vishal account, correct? This is a Vishal ID. Yes, I can do that. There is a question, while Vishal logged in, can you also log in at the same time and do the same actions? My account is different, his account is different. He's accessing my account with the role concept. That's it. Everyone understood? Another example, I gave 3 examples on the roles. Those are all real time only that we do every day. Good. So now, do you see these account settings? These are all Jujube. So here, if you want to enable any new region, enable it, but don't enable it unnecessarily. Okay. So security token service is related to that only. So these are all called assume roles. What are all these called? Assume roles. Assuming the role, creating a role, assuming the roles are all called assuming the roles. And do you see password policy? Edit it. And I told you, no, you can create 8 characters policy. And then do you see this? 1 upper letter, 1 lower letter, 1 number, 1, then he'll die. If I give all these things, so it will be a very strong password. So I'm not changing because it is my account only. So that is account settings here. And I told you about Access Analyzer, Chiti. What is Access Analyzer? Access Analyzer meaning, let's say you have hundreds of IAM users and that users got created so many months back. That users got created so many months back. Is it possible for you to go and see for each and every IAM user what kind of permissions he has? No. So what you do in that case, you go and create a analyzer here. If you go and create an analyzer, it will analyze all the IAM users and their permissions, and it will give a report to you saying that, Babu, this guy has full permissions, this guy has that permissions, go and do whatever you want to do. That is when you have more things. And here you have credentials report. Credentials reports. Again, if your manager asks, hey, can you give me the number of count of the number of IAM users? Can you give me the details of IAM users? How many are there? Will you go and keep on writing in the Excel sheet? Come here and click on download. Bus. If we click on download here, what will happen? A report will be generated. And if you open it, it contains all the details. Do you see this here? User is, root user is there, and his ARN. Huh? When the user got created, I created in 2012. More than 10 years, huh? More than 10 years, my account got created. But you know how much I'm paying by doing all kind of practicals? Not more than $3-4. That meaning that how careful you should do. Okay, so password enable, right? And then, so when the password last used and when the password got lost changed, I haven't changed the password, right? And then rotation and MFA is there or not, and access keys are there or not, which are active or not. See, when the active keys was lastly rotated, all these informations you will have. Just imagine if you have 500 IAM users, that meaning 500 rows will come here. Yes. By seeing like this, can you take some actions? Yes. Chitty. Okay, now as a manager, I will say you, Sharif, identify all the IAM users. Identify the IAM users who has not changed their access keys and secret keys for 3 months. I told you this. I told you this task. This is the task. What he'll do? He'll go and list down everything one by one. Download this report and then take this rotation and then find out from here. That's it. Everything he can do it. You can filter it. You can do whatever you want to do here. Okay, na? That is called credentials report. And organizations. City. Organizations. What is organization? Managing multiple root accounts. Correct? I am asking you to create one root account only. You are getting so many questions. If I ask you to create 2-3 root accounts, Katam. So let's assume we have organization city. Huh? Go to organizations. Even though we don't delete it, I'll tell you how to do it. Huh? If you go to organizations, just imagine your company has multiple root accounts. Your company has multiple root accounts. So consider this is my main company account. What is this account called? Management account. What is that? Do you see this here? Management account. So this is my management account, which is called Riaz. Now your company has 3, 4, 5 root accounts. Isn't it hard for you to manage these multiple root accounts differently? So can we group them here in my account? Yes. How do you do that? And do you see this here? On top, do you have add an AWS account? Click on it. Chitty, do you want to create a new AWS account or you want to invite an existing account? Invite. If they have any AWS account, you can invite. But if you want to, if you're creating your own department accounts, create it from here. It's very easy to create it, but don't create it. I'm telling you. Problem is, if you go and click on create, guys, how much time did it took for you to create an AWS account, root account? It took 1 day for you. Writing it, giving credit card details, debit card details, all these things, correct? But here, just give the name, give the email ID, click on create AWS. Khatam. You might have a question now. Huh? Who, if you keep on creating the AWS account, from which account you are creating this AWS account? That means your is management account only, no? Who is responsible for all these child accounts? You only know. If there is something problem there, your management account will get billed. For that reason, don't create any AWS accounts till here. But in real time, it's just a matter of click. Okay. And here, invite an existing AWS account. Now, I want Sharif and Damu's, I want there as to join my organization. So can I get their account IDs? Yes, get that account IDs here, add the account IDs, here, and then send invitation. Once you click on send invitation, what will happen? You will receive a email. Sharif and Damu will receive an email saying that, Babu, there is a management account who is sending an invitation for you. Will you go and join that organization? If you click on join organization, your heads will be in my hands. That meaning I can handle your root account. Can I control that root account using policies? Yes. But whatever they do it in their account, finally, who should pay the bill? Management account only. So anytime, if you want to leave the organization, you can leave. I can also remove it from here. Understood? So this is the concept of organizations. And this is also called as organization units, OUs. That's a problem. So there is a good question. Does the added organization account will be paid from the root account? Yes, Krishna, that is from management account. So you have option to go ahead and then exit from the organization by yourself. But bills will be paid. First of all, so what will happen is, now I tell you what I did. I have my child account. I have created from here. I have created an account from here. And I created it. And I did some policies. I did some work. And in that new account, locks are getting generated. All my security locks are getting generated there in that child account, member account. Now I want to close that account, member account. Will you close it just like the immediately? Who will pay? Who should pay the bill? No, you need to pay the bill, make it 0, close the account, and remove it from here. That's how you need to do. And also, you have option to exit from the organization. You can also do that. But if you have any bills, clear it off and then exit. What if you don't pay the bills? Your account will be suspended. Simple. Management account will be only one. But if you want to have set of management accounts where in turn they'll have a different member account, it is like up to you. One management account, multiple root accounts. Can you have the same set again? If you have a capacity to manage it, manage it. Can management also able to remove accounts? Yes, they can. See, I have sent an invitation to my sample member account. I didn't accepted it, but it shows here. Do you see this? I can cancel the invitation. You all understood? So in your organization, if you have an organization, so do you see this here? Do you see this here, Gopi? Remove from organization. So the management account can go and select it and then remove from organization. So you can create a new, so let's say I create a new organization, you can create a new organization unit. So in this management account, can I go ahead and create a prod, dev, test organization units? Yes, I can create it. And then Damo's account will be in prod. Sharif's account will be in testing. Gopi's account will be in suppose development. And can I manage? It is all about management. Will there be any difference in billing between created account and external account? What does it mean by external account? That means member account? Will there be any difference in billing? Will not be any difference. What is there in the difference in the billing? If you generate the bill, if the member account generate a bill called $5, the same $5 will be applicable to your management account. Super. Is it clear, ma? On the IAM, everyone? So in IAM, it's mostly in real time, we deal with creating users, policies, and roles. And this SSO, SSO, mostly your company people might have already created. So unless you get a chance to set up everything from scratch, in that case, you need to go and set up this identity center. That is an advanced topic, which is not, but let's see whether we can, you need to enable that first of all. Do you see this identity center? Identity center, don't enable it, guys. Huh? So first of all, you need to enable it. Once you enable it, then you will have an option. It will be like this. Identity center, correct? We have here Srinu. Okay. I have Srinu, Damo, Preeti, Vishal, all these people. Okay. Who is Preeti? I don't know. Who is Preeti? She's only okay. Okay. So we have these people. Ma, see. This is AWS, correct? Preeti, you there? Okay. Good. Your friends are here calling Preeti in offline. Okay. So, in order to Chitty, see here. I have one. Hi friends, bye friends. So this is AWS account, some one. Okay, this is a root account. This is a root account. This is AWS root account. This is AWS. Okay, so you have 3 AWS root accounts. Okay, and I want Srinu, Damo, Preeti, Vishal to access all these 3 AWS accounts. I'm telling a real-time scenario. See, so in that case, what we need to do in each and every root account, I need to create IAM user. Yes or no? I need to create IAM user called Srinu here. Yes or no? Srinu here, Srinu here. How many accounts for Srinu has now? 3. Is it good to give 3 different IAM users for Srinu? How many accounts he should have ideally? Huh? What I need to do is don't create here for individual. Where you need to create ma? Here you create. You create Srinu, and this identity center will give the URL. Identity center will give the URL. So Srinu will open this URL. Srinu will open this URL. Once you open the URL, he will get 3 options. Babu, to which account you want to log in? First, second, third. Right? If you click on the first one, Srinu will be entering into the first one. So if he select the second one with the same username password, he'll be logging into the second one, the third one. How do we do it? Using identity center. Okay, ma? Very easy. Take this screenshot. If at all you have an option to do this in real time, this is how we do. Any questions? Everyone understood on the IAM? Are you ready for today's task? So today's task will be this. Okay, see here. Can you create a role and assign permissions now? Can you create an inline policy? Okay, I'm giving an example. See, can you create 2 IAM users called test1 and test2? For test1, can you give IAM full permissions? For test2 IAM user, can you give IAM read-only permissions? Can you log out and log in with test1 and verify what kind of permission he has? Can I log out and log in with test2 and verify what kind of permission he has? What test1 should have what kind of permissions? IAM full permission. That means he can do whatever he wants to do in IAM. Test 2, when you log in with the test 2, can you able to create users? Log in and click on create and see what happens. And next one, can you create a user called test 3? But I want test 3, create users, list users, get users, create group, list group. That's all I want to give access. Can you create an inline policy and attach to test 3? And can you log out and log in as test 3? And can you do these actions? See whether you are able to do these actions. Can you able to create delete a group? No. Can you able to delete the user here? No. See all the options there. And if you have your friend, get an account ID from him or her. Do the switch role. Do the switch role. In switch role, which kind of services I have given the permissions? S3. Did we learn about S3? No. Which service that you know well? IAM. So I will give IAM permissions. Now I have, let's say we have, what is the name? Shashi, right? So Shashi and me, both are friends. So I'm creating a switch role. I'm creating a role in my account, and I have given Shashi's AWS ID here. And while creating a role, I need to give permissions. No, what kind of permissions I need to give? IAM. And I'll give this URL to Shashi. Shashi, you log into that URL and see whether you can see my IAM users. And see whether you can create an IAM user. See whether you can delete my IAM users. Because you have given IAM permissions. If you give read permissions, IAM read-only permissions, will you able to delete anything? No. You understood what I'm saying? So you try to do that. So this federation, if at all you are interested, go with Identity Center. So I told you, you just need to click on enable. You will be able to, once you click on enable, on the left side, you will be able to see users and groups. And then there will be an URL. You create a users and group, and then I don't recommend to do that. This is optional for you. If at all any experienced people want to do it, you can do it by yourself. Yes, it is free, but it has a attachment with organizations again. This AWS Identity Center have an attachment of organization. In organizations, you need to have multiple root accounts. No, do you have multiple root accounts? That's the reason why I said that optional. You know it. I don't ask the last one. And can you do the rest of the things? And again, one important thing for you. You are using Google browser, Google Chrome. In one tab, you have logged in. In another tab, can you log in with different IAM user? You will get kicked off. Go with incognito, private, or else go with another browser. If you want to parallelly use 2 accounts, go with the private window or go with the another browser, Firefox or whichever it is. Take the task. Okay, so we'll meet on Monday. So next class will be on Monday. Okay. And from Monday, we will be entering into the biggest service in AWS, EC2, the backbone of AWS, EC2. And from Monday, for a few days, it will be theory. Again, please don't ask me for the practicals. Hey, by the way, hold on, guys. We are done with IAM. Did you like the process? Theory and then practicals. The practicals was easy for you now. So you understood what are you clicking, why you are clicking, how you are clicking. You need to have a reason for each and every click that you do it in AWS. You cannot be very blind. Okay, that is my whole intention. Doesn't matter if I take 10 more extra days also, no problem. I promise 50 to 55 days. If it is going 60 days also, no problem. But I want you to learn and leave. Okay, na? So on EC2 also, we will go with the theory first, learn in and out on it. Guys, an IIT student also, or any big interviewer, experienced person, if you come and sit and ask any interview question in EC2, you should be able to answer it. That is the goal. That's how we go inside and we'll do the deep dive. Okay, ma? Guys, can you give the final CC for today? So the next class will be on Monday. Okay. Sushant, you can try it out. Guys, here I can add one more. Attach 10 managed policies to the IAM. Okay, great. So that is all, guys. I understand. Pavanveer, that's what I want you to check it. Okay. That is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you on Monday with the next topic.